The first strike we're going to use is a jab, and that's going to be a strikeout with my left fist, which is going to look like that. I'm going to do it very slowly. I'm going to push forward, striking forward with my left fist. You'll see that my left fist will rotate from this vertical position to a horizontal position, and then I'm going to shift back and then settle back into the kickboxing stance. Let's show this from the side view. Starting from the kickboxing stance, I'm striking out with my left fist, bringing it back, and then settling into the kickboxing stance. The jab is using the core technique of reach. Reach is extension of the active hip and torsional rotation on the side opposite the standing hip. So from this position, which is set with flexion of my left hip, I'm going to switch to reach with extension of the right hip. This is one quick motion, changing my hip energy from flexion of my left to extension of the right, meaning I'm going to push back with my right leg, pushing the knee backwards with hip extension against the ground. That's going to push the body forward as I change my upper torso rotation, which is currently going to the left, and I'm going to change it to the right. And I'm going to change my lower torso rotation, which is currently going to the right, and I'm going to change it to the left. So that you really can't see visually the change in rotation, but I'm actually doing a quick switch of the upper torso and lower torso to opposite directions as I extend my right hip, and that is what is going to project the energy of my left arm forwards. In all of these movements, the arms and the legs are going to be driven by the core. The arm muscles and the shoulder muscles are completely relaxed as I do that. It is only the core that is making that happen. Now you can also pause in this position and check your core rotation. My upper torso is turning this way, clockwise. My lower torso is turning this way, counterclockwise, which is also tucking the pelvis on my left side as I try to turn this way, but the torsional rotation projects the arm straight forward. And then my knee or my hip is extending backwards against the ground, creating that energy. Let's do it from the side. I'm starting with torsional rotation on the right and switching to torsional rotation on the left as I extend my right hip. Now I'm going to bring the weight back using sync, which we used before, which is concordant rotation of the upper and lower torso, both turning clockwise here. So I'm going to continue turning clockwise with the upper torso. Now I'm going to take the lower torso and turn it clockwise as I sink back, flexing my left hip. You can see my left arm is still projected out in front of the body because I haven't completed getting into the stance, the original stance. Turning my upper torso to the left completes getting back to the original stance. Now I can project out using reach. I begin to sink back using the core technique of sync, which is flexion of the active hip, concordant rotation going away from the active hip, meaning upper and lower torso both turning away from the active hip. And then now back to torsional rotation by turning the upper torso back towards the active hip. And now I'm in my original kickboxing stance. Reach, sync, set. Reach, sync, set. The faster you rotate, the faster the strike. The speed of the strike has nothing to do with the muscles in the arm. It all has to do with the energy in the hip joint and rotation of the core. So again, here's our jab. Strike. You can even tighten to get a little core exercise. Feel the motion. Feel the energy in the core. Relax and bring it back.